Real talk. Somewhere out there right now, a 22-year-old just double tapped a stranger's gym selfie at 1 a.m. and called it flirting. And somewhere else, a 34-year-old just typed "you up" into a text box they haven't opened in 3 years and hit send anyway. Both of them think they're doing the same thing. They are not. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why one of these is a slow burn and the other one is a microwave dinner. Fast, hot, and honestly, a little sad if you look too closely. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we break down how different generations think, love, and completely misunderstand each other, and today we're going somewhere spicy. We're talking dating. Specifically, how Gen Z slides into DMs like it's an Olympic sport, and how millennials still, in the year 2026, somehow think "you up" is a valid conversation starter. Stick around, because there's a twist coming about halfway through that's going to make you rethink which generation is actually the messier one here. Spoiler, it's not who you think. Let's start with the DM slide. If you're Gen Z, you already know the rules. You do not just say "hey." Saying "hey" is basically social suicide. It signals you have nothing else going on in your life. No personality, no plan. The Gen Z slide is an event. It's a whole production. You got to comment on the story first. Something clever, something that references an inside joke you don't even have yet. You got to like a photo from 4 months ago, but not the most recent one, because liking the most recent one is too obvious. You got to let them see you watched their story without responding, then respond 12 hours later. You just happen to remember they exist. This isn't laziness. This is strategy. This is chess. Millennials think it's checkers, but no. For Gen Z, every notification is a calculated move in a much bigger game called acting like you don't care while caring an insane amount. And here's the thing that's actually kind of brilliant about it. The DM slide gives you an out. If it goes badly, you can pretend it never happened. Nobody's phone rang. Nobody's night got interrupted. It's low stakes, low commitment, and if they don't respond, you just never speak of it again. It's the emotional equivalent of throwing a paper airplane instead of writing a letter. If it lands weird, you just laugh and grab another piece of paper. Now here's the pivot. Because millennials came up in a completely different dating economy, and it shows. Picture this. It's 2013. Millennials don't have swipe apps yet, not really. Tinder just launched and everybody's parents think it's a joke app for hookups only. So how did millennials actually make a move? They texted directly to your actual phone number, which meant they had to get your number first, which meant an actual conversation had to happen at some point, which is already more effort than most Gen Z DM slides require. And then, late at night, after 3 hours of scrolling Facebook and half a beer, the message would appear. 2 words, no punctuation, no effort. You up? Now let's be honest about what "you up" actually means. It is not a question about your sleep schedule. Nobody sending that text actually cares if you're up. What they're really asking is, are you lonely tonight? And are you willing to lower your standards for the next 90 minutes? It's blunt. It's kind of hilarious in how unbothered it is. There's no story to comment on, no strategy, no game. It's just a direct hit, straight to the group chat of your love life, sent with the confidence of someone who has genuinely nothing to lose because they already sent that same text to 4 other people tonight. And weirdly, that directness has its own kind of charm. Millennials aren't performing. They're not building a narrative. They're just shooting their shot the way a caveman might have thrown a rock at a woolly mammoth. No elegance, all impact. So now you've got 2 totally different eras standing side by side. Gen Z is playing 4D chess with story replies and calculated silence. Millennials are playing darts blindfolded at 1 a.m. Which one actually works better? Here's where it gets messy, and here's your second hook of the video, because the answer might surprise you. Millennials will tell you the DM slide is exhausting. Too many steps, too much overthinking, why comment on a story, wait 4 hours, act casual when you could just say what you want. To a millennial, Gen Z dating looks like assembling IKEA furniture with no instructions. Technically, it works eventually, but why is it this complicated? But Gen Z will tell you the "you up" text is somehow both too aggressive and too lazy at the same time. There's no charm to it, no effort. It's giving "I didn't think about you until my phone lit up" boredom. Gen Z wants a build-up. They want the slow reveal. The story, then the comment, then the meme sent with zero context that somehow means "I'm thinking about you." To them, that's romance. A well-placed meme hits different than a blunt 11 p.m. text ever could. And honestly, Both generations have accidentally created dating rituals that are protecting them from the exact same fear: rejection. That's the real twist here. It's not really about DMs versus texts. It's about how each generation learned to armor themselves against getting hurt. Millennials grew up watching their parents' divorce rates climb, watching MySpace turn into Facebook, turn into its complicated relationship statuses being a real, official thing you could select. They learned that vulnerability in public was dangerous, so they moved feelings into private text where nobody else could see them fail. You Up isn't romantic, but it is safe. If it goes badly, there's no public trace. Delete the thread, and it's like it never happened. Gen Z grew up watching relationships get dissected online in real time, screenshots leaking, situationships becoming public group chat drama, breakups turning into TikTok trauma dumps with 50,000 likes. So they built an even more elaborate shield. The slow DM slide, the ambiguous story replies, the "we're not really talking, we're just vibing" language. It's all designed so that if it falls apart, you can say it was never that serious to begin with. Nobody can clown you for a relationship that was never officially declared. Isn't that wild? Two totally different eras of dating, built completely differently. One blunt, one strategic, and they're both just trying to avoid the same heartbreak. Now let's talk about the actual mechanics for a second, because there's a comedy goldmine here. Have you ever watched someone try to craft the perfect Gen Z opening DM? It takes longer than writing a college essay. They're screenshotting the story to a friend first. Should I say something about her dog? Is that weird? Wait, is the dog even hers, or is that her sister's dog? 15 minutes later, after consulting a full group chat, it's a National Security Council meeting, the message finally gets sent. 3 words. Cute pic, though. Meanwhile, the millennial version of this entire process takes 4 seconds. Phone unlocks, thumbs move, you up, send. Phone gets set, face down on the nightstand. It's a closed case. No committee meeting required. No screenshots to the group chat. Some might call that reckless. Others might call it efficient. Either way, it's a stark contrast. One person is treating a text message like a marketing campaign with A/B testing, and the other person is treating it like ordering a pizza. But here's something interesting. Even though Gen Z looks like they're playing a longer, more thoughtful game, research on modern attachment styles suggests something surprising. All that ambiguity, all that strategic vagueness actually creates more anxiety, not less. Psychologists who study digital communication patterns have noted that constant low commitment interaction, that's the story likes, the ambiguous comments, the read but no reply, can keep people in a loop of checking their phone, refreshing, analyzing tone, without ever getting real clarity. It's not that Gen Z doesn't want commitment, it's that the tools they're using were built for engagement, not connection. Every app is optimized to keep you scrolling, not to get you an actual answer. Millennials, for all their bluntness, actually get faster answers. You up? It's a yes or a no within minutes. There's no ambiguity to sit with overnight. It might not be romantic, but it is efficient closure, one way or another. So, who's actually doing dating right in 2026? Maybe neither. Maybe both. Maybe dating was never about finding the perfect method. It's about two people finding a rhythm that works for them, whether that rhythm is a 3-day story liking campaign or a one-line 11 p.m. message. Let's bring in a real-world type of moment here, something you've probably lived through yourself. Picture a group chat. Someone posts a screenshot, no context, just the words, "He liked a picture from March." Everyone in the chat immediately understands the assignment. This isn't casual information. This is evidence. This is a full-blown investigation. What does it mean that he skipped April, skipped May, and landed specifically on March? Was that the beach photo? Is it the beach photo? 15 minutes of analysis follow, complete with theories, screenshots being zoomed in on, someone bringing up Mercury retrograde for absolutely no reason. Now imagine the millennial version of that same group chat. Someone posts a screenshot. It says, "You up," sent at 11:47 p.m. There is no investigation needed. Everyone immediately knows what happened, what it means, and what the appropriate response is. The group chat doesn't debate, it mobilizes. Do not respond. Absolutely not. Block. Delete. Move on. It's swift justice. No mystery required, because the message itself removed all the mystery. That right there might be the funniest difference between the two generations. Gen Z creates mystery on purpose, then spends hours solving the mystery they made. Millennials skip the mystery altogether and go straight to the verdict. Now here's a hook for you heading into the final stretch, because I want you to sit with this idea. What if neither the slide nor the text is actually the problem? What if the real story here isn't about Gen Z versus millennials at all, but about what happens when technology outpaces emotional readiness? Every single generation on this earth has had to figure out how to ask someone out with whatever tools were available at the time. Handwritten letters, landline phone calls where you had to talk to someone's parents first, passing notes in class. They just had fewer tools, so their laziness looked simpler. Gen Z didn't invent anxiety with the DM slide. They just have more tools, so their anxiety looks more elaborate. Same emotion, different wrapping paper. And maybe that's actually kind of comforting, because it means dating has never been smooth for anybody, in any decade. Somebody in the 1980s agonized over whether to call after 9 p.m. because it might seem too eager. Somebody in 2005 agonized over what away message to post on AI in case their crush saw it. Somebody right now, tonight, is agonizing over whether liking a comment counts as flirting or just being polite. It's the same anxious human heart, just running on updated software. So which one is actually better, the slide or the text? Genuinely, it depends on what you value. If you like a slow build, a little mystery, some romantic tension, Gen Z's approach might feel more like your speed. If you like clarity, speed, and knowing exactly where you stand within minutes instead of days, the blunt millennial approach might honestly save you a ton of emotional energy. But if you ask me the real answer, the best version combines both. Take the intentionality of the slide, actually pay attention to someone, notice something real about them, don't just fire off a copy-paste opener, and combine it with the courage of the direct text. Because here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Both generations are scared of the same thing, being direct and getting rejected. The slide just hides that fear behind strategy, and the text just hides that fear behind bluntness, pretending to be confidence. The people who actually win at dating in 2026, no matter their age, are the ones who can be a little bit direct and a little bit thoughtful at the same time. Notice something real, say something real, and don't wait 4 hours to send it just to look chill. Chill is overrated. Clarity is underrated. Now, I want to know from you, and comment this below no matter which generation you're from. Have you ever sent the DM slide and gotten completely ghosted? Or, on the flip side, have you ever done the "you up" text and actually had a good story come out of it? Drop it in the comments, because I promise you the replies under this video are going to be more entertaining than the video itself. If this made you laugh, made you cringe, or made you go, "Oh my God, that is literally my group chat," do me a favor, hit that like button, drop a comment with your generation, and subscribe if you want more videos like this, breaking down exactly how different generations think, love, and text at 1 a.m. We've got way more of these coming, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. See you in the next one.